Hello, welcome to Library Connection. I'm Mandy Cantrell from the B.B. Comer Memorial Library here in Sylacauga. Before I get started, I want to thank everyone here at TV47 and especially our sponsor, First Bank of Alabama. Thank you so much for sponsoring our program today and every day. Today we're talking about an event that's coming up Saturday, right? April 11th. Okay, I have it written right here. It is the Celebrate the Exceptional event put on by the Sylacauga Autism Initiative, and Sarah Lee and Ravin Cook are joining me today because they are part of that initiative, right?
Yes.
So thank you ladies for coming in.
Thank you.
You've already been here for something with Jimmy Dale, I know.
Yes.
So thank you for hanging ready. Yeah. Well, before we get started, tell about yourself if you want to. Sarah, or either one of you.
We're both here local. I'm local to Sylacauga. I have a son who is 5 years old who has autism, and I own a business, a photography business, Serene Life Photography, and I'm pretty simple. I don't really do much besides work and take care of him. It's the day-to-day. I've started realizing here the last couple of years that we needed something, I guess, for Sylacauga as far as autism awareness. And after talking with Corporal Tate for many months, we kept talking about it every time we changed our little bracelets. And I finally was just like, let's do it. Let's do something. And lo and behold, through connections, Brian introduced me to Ravin.
Yeah.
And so here we are forming the Sylacauga Initiative.
Well, tell us about yourself, Ravin.
Well, I'm a mom, I'm a wife, a mother of 4 children, and I'm a nurse here in the community, and I'm a new business owner of Ravin Hand Hygiene Tour. And like Sarah Lee said, we met through Mr. Brian Totten, a mutual friend of ours. And here we are today.
Goodness,
Such a blessing.
Well, I'm glad you two met. Through, was it through Brian and meeting through this? That is exciting. So tell us, what is the Celebrate the Exceptional?
You want me to? Yeah. Okay. Well, it's an event for special needs, designed for special needs, because although we have lots of great activities and events around here, sometimes they just don't fit the criteria needed for those who are sensory, sensitive, or might just need a better space that's safer for them.
Sure, yeah.
So we designed this event with that in mind, to bring families together so we could network, because currently the Sylacauga Initiative is a community organization, but we want to form a nonprofit after receiving feedback from local members of the community affected by autism. And that way we can organize this around the needs of our community,
That's
so that
very
we can,
wise.
we can operate within the means of our legal, bylaws and statutes and funding. We want to make sure to be able to do it all, not just shoot the gun.
Right, yes. Find out what you need to do. Well, that's very good. And it is Saturday the 11th from 12 to 2 at Pinecrest School.
Pinecrest Elementary.
All right.
Thank you to Sylacauga City Schools for allowing us to use the space.
Yes. Is it indoors?
Outdoors. We do have access inside the gymnasium in case somebody needs to go inside.
Yeah.
We try to keep it outdoors because gymnasiums tend to be loud, echoey. The lights are harsh,
true.
lighting.
I never thought of that.
A lot of children, my son included, and others that I know, just do not like gymnasiums.
Right.
And so we have access there for the sake of bathrooms and a quiet, space if you need to go inside, but not necessarily the event. It should be outdoors as long as the weather permits.
Yeah, well, I will start praying for that right now, So this is for families with children on the spectrum with autism or
any needs, really. And then those who, might just want to learn more, because there's people who aren't necessarily affected but are still passionate. And so we would love to connect with those people.
Yes, and all disabilities, all the community, everybody is welcome.
Okay.
But we do want to provide that inclusiveness for those with autism.
And there's stuff for everybody. We have the foam zone party. We'll have bounce houses and slides. We'll have car show. We'll have some other activities. The library will be there doing an interactive story time. We'll be I've got have you ever heard of the Next Cube? It's like video games but without controllers. So that's great for kids who don't have good motor skills, especially on the spectrum or of any, disability need.
Yes.
So, interactive games, we have all kinds of fun things. We've got like a little bingo card set up so
Yes.
people make sure to visit everybody
Every
so that
vendor,
they get a
yes.
prize at the end. It's going to be
That
fun.
is wonderful. Well, I'm excited for you guys, but I'm excited for the library to be able to share. We have a multi-sensory lending library at our library where we have items. We have books, DVDs, but we also have things like I was telling you, the little chairs, the fidget chairs. If your child needs to rock, kind of like one of these, maybe, and just all kinds of different items. These are available for anyone to check out. Anyone, maybe you want to try something out with your child,
Yes.
but you don't know if it's going to work, so you hate to invest the money in it, right now, unless it works, and then you do. So come see what we have, try it out for a couple of weeks or so, and then bring it back, and you can purchase your own. So we would really like to share that. We've had that a couple of years, but it's hard to get the word out.
And I feel this would be a great place to do it because these would be people who are looking for resources.
Good.
That's what we hope to share because it's not just fun. There will also be tons of information available from therapists, speech, occupational therapy, ABA clinics. We have
What is that?
It's applied behavioral analysis therapy.
Okay.
So it's a very helpful, which I guess used to be controversial. Nowadays it's play-based, but it's been very helpful for Lucas where they help them overcome challenging behaviors or
Sure.
patterns that they might have.
Yeah.
Lucas, for example, had a hard time socializing or learning things because all he could do was just flick and stim everything.
Yeah.
And he couldn't stop doing that
Right.
to regulate himself long enough to be able to learn to talk, to smile,
goodness,
to
yes.
walk, to do anything. And so ABA has been a great success for us. And we're lucky to have Zach bring gains to Sylacauga. That's a big thing.
Good.
So I'm a big fan of it. I mean, to each their own, but I think
Wonderful.
it's stepped in the right direction in this generation.
That is great. There's so much that I don't know personally about what you ladies deal with every day. So I'm glad to.
Yes.
I hope to be able to learn some more too.
Definitely.
You will, definitely.
That's our goal, is to spread some more information out there.
Educate. Well, I tell you, it's time. We're going to pause for a commercial break, and we'll be right back and talk some more with Sarah and Ravin.
Remember your first car? The butterflies you had on your first date? Or your first home? Remember his first steps? Or his first day of school? Remember the thrill of opening your first business? For every milestone, every memory, every first, think First Bank of Alabama.
Join us for the 18th Annual Magic of Marble Festival in Sylacauga, Alabama, April 7th through the 18th. Watch sculptors from across the U.S. and featured Italian artist George Victor at Central Park create masterful works of art. Shop for original sculptures at the B.B. Comer Memorial Library, sign up for a quarry tour, and participate in the marble scavenger hunt. Marble industry supporters include Emrys, Omya, and Sylacauga Marble Quarry.
Welcome back to Library Connection. I'm talking with Sarah Lee and Ravin Cook, right? And we're talking about Celebrate the Exceptional, which is an event put on by the Sylacauga Autism Initiative. This Saturday, April 11th, 12 to 2 at Pinecrest School. Yes, want to be sure and say that several times. We'd want you all to come. How did you get started with the Sylacauga Autism initiative and kind of how did I know you've told some about it, you started, but how did that get going and what is it for?
Well, Sylacauga Autism Initiative, at this point, we are a community organization,
Right.
you know, pending forming the nonprofit. But what we want to do is bring awareness, resources, and inclusion for autism families, make sure we're providing information, make sure that we're helping our community, meeting them where they are, finding out what their needs are, and supporting families and forming a autism support group.
Do you need others to join your group?
We
do.
Okay.
It's a lot of footwork for me and Raven, but we're doing it. We're doing it because we believe in it. And after the event, you know, it's going to take off. This will be big. And like I've told others before, it's kind of like a if you build it, they will come thing.
Right. Sure, yeah.
You know, people move all over the places for jobs and good schools. You know, what if we created a good, supported community here? How many people that would grow Sylacauga? You know, and that would benefit everybody to have not only good schools, but a good support for special needs. And then I'm sure the mayor and the mayors to come are putting in all kinds of work for the job industry in Sylacauga as well, which is, you know, I don't even think it's terrible. We're doing pretty good here. I love it here.
I think that's great because I know if I had small children and was moving, I'd be looking for a school or something like that, a good school system. Well, and jobs and things. But if I had a child with special needs,
You look for
I
resources.
did not. But if I did, that's what I'd be looking for.
We have an ABA clinic. We just need to get our services back for therapy, speech, and OT, which I think Mustard Seed Pediatric Services,
OT Alley,
yeah,
as
OT
everybody
Alley
knows.
is starting up a clinic, you know, and then we could be doing supporting things such as Project Lifesaver. We could be doing ISR grants to make sure kids are not going to drown when they elope.
Oh, yes.
We could be doing fence building, you know, to life preservation efforts. Not only that, but education. We had talked about how many sensory barbers are there here? There's none. How wouldn't it be cool to hire? There's this gentleman on TikTok and the weighted cape. Wouldn't it be cool if we could host an event where we brought him here and did like a whole training class seminar where
Yes.
CAC people,
Yeah.
students
And the
sign up,
local barbers
local stylists
could learn
sign up,
more.
and they all learn the technique, and then we would have another resource in the community. Wouldn't that be good? You just moved here and you have everything you need. So we want to be able to grow Sylacauga in a way that includes sensory needs.
That helps families, but it also helps us.
Yes.
I know sometimes we may see a child with special needs if we're out and about, and maybe I don't know what to do, or I don't know what to tell my children. You know how. I don't mean that sounds bad
it's
to say
fair,
that, but
no.
I want
That's
to
a true
know.
statement.
Yeah. So.
It's hard because I've many times has Lucas been approached by a child that wants to play with him, but his social skills aren't as strong as other kids, and so while he loves them trying to play with him, he don't know how to play back, and it might seem kind of standoffish, and you don't know how to tell your kids that. So you know, not necessarily inclusion is the word, but just awareness of how you know he means well.
Right. Well, we're all different. I know.
That's right.
Well, and I'll have to put a plug in. We have some books at the library. I know a lady came one day and she said, my son has just started school. There's a child with autism in his class. I want to teach him so he will know. And I thought, oh, that's a wonderful thing. We didn't have as many books as we do now. We have more now because we did this this little project here. But it's wonderful to be able to teach our kids about children different from them.
Yes.
So that's great. Yeah.
I think that help with
I
like, some of the
love that.
bullying in schools. I think
I worry about that. We're still young. We're still in the kindergarten age, so we haven't come to that. But Raven, her children are older than mine.
Really?
Oh, my son. I only have one.
Yeah, I have a 13-year-old. By the grace of God, he hasn't experienced bullying, but he has experienced, like you said, that social interaction where, you know, others may not fully understand, and he wants to make friends and things of that nature. And I have a younger child that's 2, about to be 3 this month. He has a lot of behaviors where in the South we'll say that's a bad child, but when you're a parent of a child with autism or special needs
Right.
is misunderstood. It can come off as being bad, but they're stemming or, you know, sensory overload for them, things like that.
Or
So,
sometimes just needing extra, it takes an autistic child almost double the amount of times to learn a task that a normal neurotypical child would. And so you sit there and be like, man, I've seen you get onto this kid forever when you're going to actually make him do it. And you're just like, he's learning, you know, he's learning just like anybody else at his pace.
yes.
Well, that's good for us to learn, just the rest of us
Just
to
to
learn.
know that how it works for him. He needs repetition. And if you want to sit there and just put yourself on repeat, be my guest. But I'm working as fast as I can.
Right,
Yes,
yeah. Gosh, well. Well, the event coming up is called Celebrate the Exceptional. How'd you come up with that, or what does that mean to you? Like,
We met with some folks, City Councilwoman Greer,
Yes.
Zach from ABA, and then we also had some special ed teachers who came with us. And we wanted this not to be, a lot of them say autism awareness or acceptance, and I don't like the word acceptance because it makes it sound like we're an outcast. You know, the autism families are something that need to be given a spot, and it's not that. We have a spot. We want to just celebrate who these people are and who the differences are, and celebrate that, you know, we can do this together.
Yeah.
You know, individually, neurotypically or not, that we can all, you know, have a good time together. So we want exceptional would be the exception. You know, he's exceptioned from the neurotypical kids, but he doesn't mean he's not exceptional. If, for my sense of my son.
yeah. Well, I hear you saying neurotypical. That's what, I mean, I always hate to say normal. What is normal?
Right.
What is
That's
normal?
I try to avoid the word normal because I feel like there's no such thing. But you know, by a pediatric guideline of a neurotypical developing child, you know, they're
Right.
meeting their milestones, their social skills, their cognitive skills,
Yeah.
all those things. And then there's some who are behind, which are not neurotypical. They may be delayed or they might be impaired.
Yeah.
What it may be, you know, that's why we just kind of categorize it
Sure,
broadly.
sure. And forgive me if I use the wrong term. I know
we're
you're
not
fine,
like
but,
that.
Yeah,
but trying, we all need to try and learn.
Yes.
We're not stingy like that.
No.
You know, we're a very positive, welcoming group, and it's just like you said, no one knows because it's not talked about a lot, and even parents who see signs in their children aren't aware because it's not talked about a lot.
Right.
We don't see it in our own child. They're perfect. I mean,
Right,
you
they're
know.
perfect, and you're just like they learn at their own pace. But then you know, if somebody could just tell them, you know, if me looking back, it's first time mom, I had no idea. I didn't have other kids to base my son's child
That's
behaviors
true,
on, and so I just needed somebody to be like, hey, he's a little bit behind here, and he's not doing things like he should be, you know, and that would get parents more concerned and start asking the right questions, whether it be autism or not, so they get the right direction for help that they need.
And I know you would agree, early intervention, the earlier the better.
Yes.
So that
Yep.
makes a difference.
I told Jimmy Dale this morning, the ages of 1 to 5 is when the brain develops the fastest.
It's like a
And
sponge.
it's the most fluid, and you know, shaping those primary years is just substantial in how the life outcome is for the individual, as far as social skills, you know, as far as emotionally regulation, communication, learning those things. You could reshape it. Now, can you change it completely? No. Lucas still obviously has autism, but he's been in ABA since he was 18 months old. And compared to those of his age that didn't get services at that time, he does a lot better. He's very high functioning. We're actually hoping to move him to the gen ed class this coming year.
Good.
So that's, which I guess for most people would know, there's the self-contained or special ed class, and then there's the gen ed class, the general education.
class. Wow, well that's great. Listen, we're going to pause for another commercial break, and we'll be right back and talk some more with Sarah and Raven.
Remember your first car? The butterflies you had on your first date? Or your first home? Remember his first steps? Or his first day of school? Remember the thrill of opening your first business? For every milestone, every memory, every first, think First Bank of Alabama.
The all-new Marble City Pharmacy in Sylacauga is your destination for the highest quality health care. Our remodeled and expanded pharmacy gives us the space to serve more patients. We've added a drive-through window for those times when you don't feel like getting out of your vehicle. And we still offer delivery within city limits. We feature a full line of over-the-counter medications and supplements. And don't forget our stunning new gift department. New building, same great people. Marble City Pharmacy, here for life.
Join us for the 18th Annual Magic of Marble Festival in Sylacauga, Alabama, April 7th through the 18th. Watch sculptors from across the U.S. and featured Italian artist George Victor at Central Park create masterful works of art. Shop for original sculptures at the B.B. Comer Memorial Library, sign up for a quarry tour, and participate in the marble scavenger hunt. Marble industry supporters include Emrys, Omya, and Sylacauga Marble Quarry.
Welcome back to Library Connection. I'm talking with Sarah Lee and Ravin Cook about an upcoming event called Celebrate the Exceptional, put on by the Sylacauga Autism Initiative. It is, you tell me the date and time and everything.
It's this Saturday, April 11th from 12 to 2 at Pinecrest Elementary.
Pinecrest Elementary. And you said it will be inside. There's plenty of parking in the back.
It's outside.
I'm sorry, I said that wrong. It will be outside. The gym is available.
It is.
For
Yes,
bathrooms
ma'am.
and things like that. Well, this is such a fun thing. You said you've got a lot of vendors coming. We're going to be there to tell people what we have to offer. And you've got other agencies,
Yes.
therapists,
Yes.
different.
Doctor's office, Pathway Pediatrics will be there, and we'll have OT and speech therapy.
ABA clinics,
businesses,
multiple ABA clinics.
Wow.
They'll be there, and RBTs will be there
What
as
is that?
well.
Registered behavioral technicians. So they are somebody who's under the care or order of a BCBA, which is a board certified behavioral analyst.
Okay.
And they are over the ABA program. And so
Okay.
RBTs are just kind of trained to help work with kids on those behaviors and stuff, and a little bit more understanding. So we'll have plenty of RBT volunteers helping us make sure the exits are covered, because this is a fenced-in event.
Okay.
A lot
Oh,
of
good.
kids tend to run. My son is one of them.
Mine too.
Yeah, so we wanted to make sure it was fenced in, that we had a quiet sensory space, that we had sensory-friendly activities.
Yes.
You know, we have the foam zone, we have the bounce houses, we have the car show, we have the police fire truck without sirens and lights.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so those kind of things.
And certainly, like you said, a way to find out information. I'm going to be at a table, so come see me, sharing the things that we have.
Yes.
And you said our community has really been a good supporter supporter of
They
this.
have. They've shared a lot of the posts. I mean, I know for me, seeing people out, they have asked more questions because a lot of times we reshare on the Facebook page. So
Yeah.
they've seen my name and looked at my profile. So some people have actually come up or inboxed and asked questions. So I do feel like it's making an impact. And the vendors even reaching out to be a part of it. So I think it's
Yeah, we've
having an
even had
impact.
vendors volunteer to do fundraising for us. And
Oh,
that's big,
wow.
because right now, as we're in the beginning / setting up part of
Yeah,
making the
yeah.
nonprofit, kind of can't get tax-free donations, you
Right,
know,
right.
but you have to just be willing to bank on the kindness of others right now.
Right.
And
we
we've had,
Yes.
we were able to raise the money needed to pay for all the costs. And if there's any extra after the event, it's going toward the filing fees of the nonprofit.
Yes.
Okay.
And so we're grateful to those vendors
Yes,
as well.
thank you.
I'm sure you are. And I know you mentioned a Facebook post. Do y'all have a page that
We
somebody
do.
could follow? What?
Sylacauga Autism Initiative on Facebook. And if you want to talk to Sarah Lee or myself, you can reach us at our email address of autismsylacauga@gmail.com.
Okay, great. And you ladies are really quick to get back with you. That's how we've been communicating there.
Raven's the best. I'm maybe not so great because I'm always in sessions sometimes, so
You
I'm not
are
always
great.
available. But Raven's on top of it.
Well, and you both are very busy with families and a business
Business.
and everything, just being moms and wives and all
Yes.
that. That's a lot
Yes.
going on. But you have a passion for this. I can tell.
I have a
Yes,
vision for it. You know,
That's great.
it's going to be good for everybody as long as we keep it going. And we definitely need individuals who are like-minded, who are committed, who doesn't mind doing a little bit of free work throughout the week.
Right,
You know,
right.
we're not asking too much.
Right.
Right. Well, if there's a lot of people doing a little bit, a lot
Like
gets
it get
done.
done. That's
Exactly,
right.
exactly.
How could someone help? I know you said they could get in touch with you, Gmail, Facebook Messenger, things like that. Even if they don't have a child that
Right.
would be related to this, how could they?
Right, just volunteering.
Volunteering the event or meeting, you know, they can join us on our meetings because after the event, it doesn't stop. We will start meetings for the nonprofit to file it and doing fundraisers to raise funds because it's going to take money. You know, we're going to have to start applying for grants and all kinds of things to
and
get
our
things
support
going.
group as well.
A
That's
support
something
group is
that will
something we're really
remain.
wanting to get going,
Yes.
and one that meets on a scheduled basis
Yes.
that's interactive.
Wow. Well, there is so much that I need to learn, I know, and all of us do. I have to tell one quick little story. At the library, we have a story time room, which was built for me or whoever's up there to do field trips and story times and things. It's a glassed-in corner of our upstairs. Well, one day a lady came in, and her little boy is on the spectrum somewhere, and we had the toys out, the Legos, the puzzles, the things like that, and he was playing. She's sitting in the doorway, and I suddenly first I thought, why is she sitting right in the doorway? And then I realized he might run. She's blocked the door, and he can freely play. And that was an added benefit of our storyroom that I never thought about. I couldn't wait to tell my
much
director.
Needed. I love it. Lucas likes that room. He likes. We've been there. I'm not sure if you've seen us. He always runs around up there crazy, so don't mind him.
wow.
But he's a runner, and luckily we have Corporal Tate in Sylacauga, the police.
yes.
You know, she is over the Project Lifesaver, which is a tracking device for those with intellectual or needs.
Yes, I've heard of that.
And so Lucas definitely has one. He's run away twice. So that was a big design thing for this event, was that it had to be an enclosed space.
Well, there's a lot for us to learn, and we've got just a few seconds. Tell us where and when again.
All right.
April the 11th from 12 to 2 at Pinecrest Elementary School. We'll
Please
be out
come
there at the playground area, and there'll be some areas inside the gymnasium as well.
Wow. Well, great. Thank you, ladies, for coming, and I wish you the best of luck. Thank you so much.
Awesome.
for having
Thank
us.
you.
Good. And thank you for joining us on Library Connection.